You are now officially tuned in to the No Filter Podcast. We are the truth. The truth. You can't handle the truth.
All right, all right. Well, it's a great evening this evening. We are on the No Filter podcast with some great co-hosts, and we have an amazing guest this evening. My name is Juwan Skeens. I am the director of I Believe, Inspire, Repeat Treehouse, and a candidate for Massachusetts State Senator this year. I'm passing the mic over to my co-host, Carl.
What up, man? Yours truly, some guy from Massachusetts. Y'all know how I do, man. As Juwan just said, we'd like to welcome everybody to the No Filter podcast. Tonight is a very special night. But before we even get into all of that, let me let this other guy, I guess, introduce himself. I guess.
Good evening, all. My name is Hakeem Strickland. I'm the organizer of Family and Friends, Living Healthy, a Saturday morning walking group, a summer Saturday morning walking group. And joining us tonight is one of my members and the friend, Boston City Councilor Erin Murphy. Councilor Murphy, you have the floor.
Yeah.
Thanks, friends, for inviting me. I'm Erin Murphy, one of the at-large city councilors, and friends, I guess former teacher. That's how I know Carl and Rakiem from the Murphy School.
Wow.
We were just talking about how many years ago that was. So here we are, back together. But we've been together for a few years now, doing some great things in the community. So happy to talk tonight. And I like the name of the podcast, Unfiltered. Gotta get right to the facts, right?
There we
Right,
go.
right to
That's
the business.
There we go.
So before we get into how we reconnected a few years ago, take us back to when you was a school teacher. What made you want to get into that profession?
That's a good question. So earlier today, I had a visit. I was invited to go to the Young Achievers School and I spoke to the civics class, the 8th grade civics class. So a lot of these questions I was just answering, but a lot of people do ask me, what I did before I came into politics. We were just talking about our age. This isn't my first profession. I was a school teacher for 25 years. In the Boston public schools and loved teaching, raised my kids and was a school teacher all those years. And back in 2019 was the first year I decided to put my name on the ballot. As you know, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And the reason I wanted to move from the classroom to City Hall is to advocate and uplift the voices, so many of the voices across the city. And I saw that at the school level, families who maybe didn't get, the answers they needed or the services they needed. And we are a rich city and a lot of it is connecting people. So took those skills as a classroom teacher and always had great relationships, not just with my colleagues and my students, but with my families that I still have, many strong bonds with. So knew that once I was in City Hall, I would continue the relationships I already had, reconnecting with people like the two of you, but also making new friendships. I always say you're never too old to make friends, and the friends when you're at City Hall, I think when you go into politics for all the right reasons is to show up and connect with people and just try to help people. So
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
you just say you want to have a positive, like I always say in my weekly messages to her and others, you always want to have a positive impact on others. It can change their day, change their week.
Take your life.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I finish that?
Yeah. That was good.
Many people think that there's a big contrast between being a classroom teacher and a city councilor. And I disagree.
Okay.
At least the way I approach it. I do think it's very similar.
Okay.
Well, I think one doesn't deal with politics and the other one does.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take the politics out of City Hall, but at the same time, if you focus on what I believe my most important role as an elected official of, helping people and making relationships and making sure people feel comfortable and trust to, reach out to you. And that's what makes a good teacher also.
Okay. Now, what made you want to first pursue teaching? I know I'm coming back a few decades.
Yeah, that was, I don't know if I can remember that long ago. Yeah. I always enjoyed school. People often ask that question, like, who was the teacher that made the biggest impact? And there were definitely teachers along my path that made an impact on me. But I didn't like ever have like one teacher or one person that put me on that path. My father was a contractor and he would do work in the Boston public schools. He would like remove asbestos and do clean out. So when I was younger, I would be like on the summers or school vacations, tagging along with them. And I just remember like being inside the classrooms and seeing the books and the chairs and, seeing like feeling that when this classroom is full of students, it's full of, learners and just that I could see myself being in that environment and being the teacher, the leader that brought students and people together. So decided that would be the path I would take.
Like I said, young minds. If you have somebody like a teacher, they can talk to. It's always a good thing. Keep them on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Try
Or
to
help their parents
Yeah.
keep you on the straight and narrow, right? I think
Yeah.
especially because I was taught the younger grades. Many middle school and high school teachers, I don't, just for the way life is, don't have us always have that strong relationship because a lot of times kids in middle school and high school just get themselves to school. But when you're teaching the little ones, you see the parents every day or the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the big brothers and sisters. So it's always a relationship
say
with
it's-
all the family.
It's more like a village.
Village. Yeah.
Like
One big family.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and that brings me to something I always felt like, especially when you were teaching, you almost made the classroom feel like home. Um, I don't know any other way to put that. I think I can say for all the teachers that Rakim and I've had, y'all have definitely made the classroom feel like home, in some way, shape, or form.
A safe place
Yeah, a safe haven, if you
where
will.
people wanted to come.
Right.
It's
Even
important.
when you didn't want to do the homework, you still managed to be like, you know what, I'm still gonna go to school because I don't know what today is gonna bring. You know, um, man, if I could, like, I want to go back down memory lane for a little bit too while we're on the subject. Because I remember coming into class most days, and we used to have you remember the tray containers that they used to have, like the sticky buns from back in the day.
How you remember the sticky buns?
Man, those between those, the egg rolls, what was that? The orange juice.
Yeah.
Yo, to any of our no filter listeners, I am greedy as hell. So it's all good. We love food, and that was just for breakfast.
Yeah.
That was just for breakfast back then. You know what I mean? School lunches were not. I'm not gonna say that they were all bad, but a lot of them.
Sometimes they weren't great.
Yeah.
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 Do your listeners know that you're visually impaired?
They know now.
Oh, sorry. But it's no filter. I know.
Yeah. Right.
I'll check before I say it because I was going to explain because I know Rakim, you're good. Miss Lee, if she's listening, she'll be happy.
Yeah.
So back when you were all in elementary school, I was teaching at the Murphy School where they were both students. And that was when we had a separate vision class.
Wow.
So students who had vision teachers weren't included in the other classrooms. Now Miss Lee, like the vision teacher and others, like go to the schools and push in those services. So
Nice.
Miss Lee's classroom, which was a smaller separate classroom of students with visual impairment, was right next door to my classroom. So our doors at the Murphy back then too, there were no walls. It was that 70s style open classroom.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of time gathering. I would go in and visit, and Carl was a new student. Rakim, you were already in the class because you stayed with your teacher for several years. It wasn't just a one grade, like Miss Lee had all of the students. So
Up until a certain point.
I think that's done after the Murphy grade.
Yep.
But Carl, I remember when you came in with mom and you needed to transfer over to a vision classroom.
damn, I don't know. She just took me back. Whoa.
Hold on, a little bit of transition.
Yeah.
Probably so. Your mom was great, and everyone helping mom navigate
It was
those changes in your life.
no. And again, I've said it before. I think on the podcast. When we had, I forget who was it here.
Andrea?
That time was it Andrea?
Andrea. Juwan?
We've only had what, like 2 people?
Yeah. Or was it just us?
I mean, it's always just the 2 of us.
Just the two. We can make it if we try. Just the
Did
two.
anyone see the Michael Jackson movie?
Oh no,
I heard it was good.
But I've seen many of the remakes they make almost every year. I would hope I'm not missing out on too much of the new details, but yeah, I definitely want to catch up on Michael. He was a great artist.
Rest in peace. I heard it was good. I heard it was good.
Oh, you're a music man.
Yes, we
Oh,
both
well,
are.
You are too,
I
yeah.
don't know about all that, man. I just happened to. I see. I think in a way, like you being a teacher, and then like the teachers teaching, it molded us into who we are as young men.
Yes.
Because I can say this in my and the 20 years I've been doing this DJ stuff. Music is education. And that's what they won't tell you. They won't tell you that because unfortunately, you know, they don't want you to know that, you know. But as someone who is an ultimate music lover first before a DJ, music is education. Education is education. So thank
That's
you.
the good thing about when you teach younger grades. I think you can also do it in the older grades, but not everyone does. But everything, you can teach everything in a song. You're singing all day long in kindergarten, first grade, second grade. A lot of the skills they teach you in special education classrooms about, or ESL classrooms, students learning a new language. They talk about, large print, saying things slowly, singing, rhyming. When it's all the things you do all day long in kindergarten. That's why I say everything you learned in life, you learned in kindergarten, because those lessons continue throughout your life.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for all that you do and continue to do.
That's amazing.
From my half of heart. I don't know about his half. But mine, I'll just put it out there. And it means a lot, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, counselor, where did you yourself go to school? Like, what schools did taught you on the way up?
So I went to the Murphy School
Yeah.
for kindergarten the first year it opened back in 1974.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in the first class, kindergarten, and that was when parochial schools didn't have kindergarten. So they started in first grade.
Oh, wow.
And I went to the Murphy School, named after my grandfather, as you both
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
The Richard J. Murphy School.
Yeah.
But then I did leave and went to St. Anne's up the street,
Wow.
which I think
Okay.
almost all of my family neighbors went to. And then from St. Anne's, I went to Fontbonne,
Okay.
which is a Catholic high school.
Okay.
And then I went to, then I had a child, like I was at UMass Boston, then I had my children in my 20s. So
All right.
I didn't finish my teaching degree till I was in my later 20s.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And then, but I taught for 20, plus years. And then back in 2019, I was going to run for office.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it up.
But UMass Boston. And then while I was a teacher, I got my master's and all, but I was teaching and I wasn't like a full-time student.
Wow. Amazing.
So I don't remember. What was the principal when you?
Mrs. Russo.
Yeah.
Mary Russo was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah.
And do you remember Mrs. Kaplan, the vice
Yeah.
principal? Yeah.
Yep.
She would bang on to get you guys quiet. Yeah.
Oh,
Remember
man.
she would bang the little metal?
Is she still
No,
principal?
she retired many years ago.
Wow.
Mr. Gilliam's the principal there
Yeah.
now. Yeah, and when I went there, when you were both there, it was a K-5, like most of the schools.
Right.
It's now K-8, but now they'll probably shift it because they're making shifts. But
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
So-
it was bound to come because I think at some point, like there are certain schools that are like that, like where they'll have the whole K-5 set up, and then at some other schools they'll have the K-8. It's very rare that you hear, especially in Boston, it's very rare that you hear someone say, "I went to the same school for 12 years."
Yeah,
As like
yeah.
Yeah,
The head
that's-
doesn't have the K-12 model, but this is the last year.
Under that model.
Yeah.
Yeah, which they're shifting. They're trying to make things better. A lot of our buildings are old, smaller buildings
Right.
too. So we do have to make those tough decisions about which schools do we close and which ones do we
They have to
merge.
be renovated.
Yeah.
And I like old buildings, but we need AC and we need upgrades and technology. So
Yeah.
it's a balance between a brand new state of the art building or those old beautiful brick buildings in an old city like Boston. I like
Yeah.
both, but
okay,
Absolutely.
man, I don't know if you remember, but outside the school, there was these
boxes.
no, not boxes, but they were more or less like I guess you'd say benches with like the little dirt and
Yeah,
like
they
the
were like the
flowers.
square benches. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bar. I know there's like 5 of them in front of the school.
Is
Yeah,
that still there?
still there.
Wow.
They plant them. Yeah, but kids would, or you'd sit on them,
Oh, wow.
especially if you were waiting for the bus to come or your parents to pick up. Yeah, they're still there.
There was uh if I'm not mistaken, there was also a track, not a track, but like a there was a
It's next to a
schoolyard.
park.
Yeah.
So the side near like Stop and Shop. Yeah. There's the playground area, which they've like put like structures and little structures there, but it's right next to the 2 baseball fields in the park
Wow.
on the other side of the park. And so if you're looking at the school, like on the left side and that goes over to a basketball court. They don't always use that space for recess or anything, but during the school day it is empty. And I think sometimes the gym teacher or some teachers will bring kids over there. But on the Stop and Shop side,
Wow.
right behind Lambert's, right down there.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Now, in 2019, when you first started running, what made you what made you want to start pursuing politics?
Yeah. I definitely felt that my strength of relationships with families and helping residents, if I could get myself elected. And one of the reasons also I wanted to run as one of the at-large, like representing the whole city. If I could win, then I could bring that advocacy and that voice for all of our residents to the city of Boston. And I could help more people. That if I had that, that title, I'm not all about titles and all, but you need, for me to be able to sit in these hearings and be on the council and be able to talk to department heads. And yes, our job is also to push back and ask questions and checks and balances. But I would say most of my day is talking to hardworking city
Residents.
workers
Yeah.
and residents who are like
Yeah.
just today, reaching out to Public Works and they're fixing 3 things. It's like someone who trees growing and their dad keeps tripping over it on the sidewalk, just real day-to-day life issues that
Yeah.
some people may think is boring,
But
Yeah.
but it's those nuts and bolts. It's
It
those
is.
quality of life,
yeah,
like,
so it's a small thing.
yeah,
Yes.
cleaning up, the barrels at a park, putting
Yeah.
the lights on down at the football field so the kids can play later, like all those things, being able to answer those calls, but also then turn around and try to help people get that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I seen it firsthand. I worked with her last
2
summer, and
summers.
then 2023, we had a great time.
Showing up.
Yeah,
Mhm.
great time showing up and impacting others. Which brings me up to 2022 when we got reconnected. You want to tell the story, Counselor?
Hold on. Before you tell the
I
story,
hope I remember it all.
hey, I just want to
Okay.
say, yeah, he may have worked for her, right?
Yeah.
But see, she was missing one other person.
Yeah, Kyle.
You know.
You're in my heart.
There you go. There you
So
go.
Rakiem, and was it through the Mass Commission for the Blind too, the first summer, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you were doing your walking route.
If you
Yeah.
want to jump into those two things.
Yeah. And you probably remember the exact weekend. I don't know if I
Knowing
do.
him,
But I remember pulling up to the clubhouse at the Franklin Park Field, knowing I was joining this community group, and someone had reached out to our office, and I said, okay, I'll go and we'll meet some people. We're going to take a walk, and which I think is a wonderful way to just
fellowship,
Bring
and
everyone
connect.
together.
you're just
Mhm.
walking and talking. There's
Yeah.
no tables and it's like easy.
Yeah.
And when I pulled up and I walked over, I was like, and I recognized your voice. I didn't see you yet, but I recognized your voice, Carl. And then I looked at King and go, wait, I know you. And I didn't know if you'd remember me, but guess what? I introduced and told you like who I was, and you remembered exactly who I was. And then what did I do? We took a picture and we sent it to Miss Lee, your teacher,
Yep.
who I was still friends with from all those years later that we talked together.
Yeah.
She might have to be up next on the podcast.
You should definitely call her in. Talk about school education. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's fighting every day out there for our students and education.
Yeah.
Can I just, because it's imperative, man. The more we talk about this, I got to give a shout out to all of the teachers that either Rakim and I have had, or,
Juwan.
shout out
Yeah.
to Juwan has had,
Yeah.
or
Absolutely.
even
Yeah.
extra people on the podcast, man. If y'all have had teachers who
Yeah.
have worked in Boston, Juwan, do you want to go first, man?
Well, yeah, just shout out to all Boston public school teachers. I went to the Joseph Lee School, Timothy Middle School, South Boston Excel High School.
There you go.
There's just an amazing teachers across this city who are just doing their best to raise the next generation. I'm truly grateful that you have been a part of that system. It truly means a lot, just to have that safe space that young folks can come to. So I appreciate your work in that field. And the first time that you and I met was when in 2019, when you actually was running. It was in front of the Thelma Burns building, the ABCD, and we took a photo together. It is just amazing just to see, just to see how everything turned out for you and the community at large.
Yeah.
So I would say,
Big
yeah,
city.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I would say one question I have is like, I know you're part of the city council. Like, what are the different committees that you guys have, and which ones do you
Yeah.
are you a
Share.
part of? Yeah, and Sharon a part of.
So every term, our terms are 2 years. We get elected in the November election. You get sworn in January. And after the swearing in the first meeting, you're assigned chairs to committees, because the work of the city council at the Wednesday meeting is to file hearing orders, which will then be placed into committees. So if I'm going to file a hearing order about traffic concerns or parking, it's going to be placed into the transportation committee. If I want to file a hearing order to talk about BPS school buses or an education issue, no, it will go into the education committee.
Right.
And so you're assigned chairs of different committees.
Okay.
And there's committees like Ways and Means, which deals with the budget.
Right.
There's government operations, which deals with when we're trying to pass a law or change a law that's already on the books in the city. There's I'm the chair of Human Services. It used to be called Strong Women, Families, and Communities, and it's a committee that now Congresswoman, but then Councilor Ayanna Presley created. She really pushed to have that committee, knowing that and it encompasses like Age Strong, which is our seniors centers, youth summer jobs, employment, libraries, community centers, all of the human service type agencies and nonprofits that are working for our families to have a safe, like I recently held a hearing with Councilor Morell on like, what's the summer safety plan? And do all the kids have a job? Do we have our community centers open on the weekends? Are we keeping the lights on at the parking? And are there before and after school programming? So the committees are assigned and the chair like runs the meeting. But at the end of the day, I say this all the time, is there's 13 of us and each one of our vote is worth the same.
It's important.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what committee, if you're the council president or if you have, travel, tourism, veterans, so if you're the chair of veteran services, you can and should attend all of the hearings in other committees.
Right.
And when it comes, if it's an issue that's going to come to a vote off the Wednesday council meeting, no one's vote is worth more.
Right.
So we all, even though I represent the whole city, when I vote,
Right.
I have one vote, just like, Councilor Fitzgerald in District 3 has
Yeah.
one vote.
Right.
So the committees help organize the work.
Right.
So we give ourselves work on Wednesday by filing. Every counselor files different things that are either issues for me, issues that residents or students, have come to me and asked to get answers or advocate for, or it's just policy that maybe our office is working on.
Oh, nice.
Things that, maybe I'm reading the newspaper and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Or I'm out for a walk around Franklin Park and I see maybe there needs to be, speed humps or, just issues that I see. So I think the ideas I get for things I want to file, because I say there's like two, there's probably a lot more than two, but the two big parts of the job that's really public facing would be community events, like constituent services, showing up in the neighborhood, going to school visits, ribbon cuttings,
Right.
and also filings and the work we do inside City Hall.
So you can say, one of the job is to be at City Hall filing hearings that will impact residents.
You can't do one or the other. You need to do both.
Yeah.
And you have a staff, but you need to be there. Like today, I was there for 2 hearings, and I also had a meeting. Met with a good department that came down. So at City Hall every day during the week. At hearings, we had a budget hearing with the Mayor's Office of Housing.
Yeah.
And earlier in the day, we had a budget hearing with Do It, which is the department that does all the technology and digital equity and upgrades to all of our city buildings. So the work is important in City Hall.
Yeah.
And then people want your phone answered.
Right.
And they want you to weigh in on development issues, and they want you to, and I often say, like, we may not agree.
Right.
I may not have the same view,
Viewpoint.
or I may not want to support or go against an issue because of my own, but my job is to uplift the voices of the residents. And if
Absolutely.
it does come down to a vote, at least I'm very honest with people and I give them the
You're
reasons why.
transparent.
Yeah. Like I may not be able to support this.
Okay.
Like someone recently wanted me to support when people want to do work to their house and if they don't need a variance, if they do not need to go through the zoning board of appeals. Yeah, exactly. And I said, leave as of right alone, because a lot of people will stay within the existing rules. Don't make them but they want the neighbors to be able to weigh in. I said, if they're building as of right, absolutely not. They will just get their permit, do the job properly, have the city sign off. But if they're asking, to build higher or go closer to a neighbor, 100%, the neighbors' voices need to be heard. But that's an example where I appreciate you reached out. I listened to your side, but so you have to be honest. But you also have to manage expectations with people.
Absolutely.
So they understand, and and most people respect. I think that's why I keep getting reelected back. People respect that we may not always agree, but I'm going to work hard. I'm going to show up. I'm going to try my best.
Yeah, I said they're very receptive and they can relate to you.
Yeah.
Can we get you, can we get an interview on Boston 25? I know they listening. they about to be listening because
they're always listening.
they need to know about us.
There you go.
They need to know
Maybe
about
they
us.
could come in and look at your podcast.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah,
Pritchett could come and be one of your guests.
I was gonna say we got some news for you.
Some stuff to talk.
We're always in development.
And some people, I know politically, it's not always. People will say, so maybe not the smartest political view I have, but I mostly, I gotta be honest, I know God's listening to me. Most days I try to best intentions, right? But a lot of times people feel like you need to be guarded and you can't share and don't share the stuff. Always thinking your vote is your next, where you take a stand could affect your next election.
Make or break you.
But I feel like I will always be elected if I continue to not make decisions based on whether or not people will vote for me the next time. But I just honestly share with them this is how I feel.
Right.
Do you
I can't please everyone. That's true in life.
That's true.
No matter what.
True.
Even if you own an ice cream shop, people think everyone loves the ice cream shop, but there are definitely people who go in and they're not happy, right? So you can't always please everyone.
Hey man, speaking of ice cream shops, real quick, I'm gonna say this. and I don't care what nobody said. But yeah, I'm representing Dorchester right now, right?
Okay, which one?
Because
Hey, which one? Tell me.
well, no, the ice cream shop that I was gonna say was I think it's
Neponset Ave or Dorchester Ave? Or maybe a different one. On Park Street.
it's JP Licks over there.
Oh, that's what you make
Yeah. You see, that's why I said
There's one. I think there's one on Broadway in Salty too.
Yeah.
I like the smaller ones. I mean, they're good too, though.
Yeah.
Ice Cream Smith and Lower Mills, but then there's Lazy Bear on the Neponset Ave. Yep.
we might have to take a trip and just go get some.
Yeah. The ice cream shop on Park Street's pretty good too.
Yeah, they are too.
Yeah, they're all good. I think all ice cream's
Yeah.
good. Maybe I'll have some for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen,
Don't
Wu-Tang
forget
Clan shit.
P&R, they have their ice cream section.
Yeah.
Don't forget WTC, Wu-Tang Clan. For all my hip hop heads, yes.
Now,
Yes.
Yeah.
let's take a left turn for a little
Okay,
bit.
all right.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
You have any favorite genres of music or artists?
Wow.
This for Carl.
Yo.
My favorite artist. You know who I really like? And I have to say, music, and you know this, Carl, and you also, Rakeem, probably everyone in this room, is like, I think I should listen to more music. And I agree with that.
Okay.
And I should be more open. When my children listen to music and I listen to it because they're older now, but I feel like I've always just been like a passenger to music. I've never like chosen my own music. I didn't always have like a radio going in my house. Even in my car, sometimes I'd go days and I realize I haven't turned radio. I know, because I just like to sit with my own thoughts.
Yeah.
When I would be out for like long runs and people like, what music do you listen to? I'm like, I don't ever put earpods in.
Yeah.
But I do like Justin Bieber, and I really liked, I didn't watch it, but I saw like reruns because I see on social media like his performance at Coachella.
Yeah.
I know people have different opinions on that, but I remember when he was young, and I see even when you see Michael Jackson young, exploited,
Yeah.
and just his sharing, like, because
The
I
story.
think, the story of, and music that has a story, I appreciate. Lots of Irish music, all music.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of songs that my family and I hear other people singing. When you listen to the actual story behind it.
Right, absolutely.
There was so since he started it, it's your fault.
Yeah.
There was an event that we were at. I think I don't remember if you were getting elected or if we were coming to support.
Is that Landmark?
I love you, bro, but then I don't like you. How do you remember that? Yes. I think it was at Landmark.
You have a good memory.
And man, you had that music cranking.
Was it loud?
Yeah, it was loud.
Was
but
it good?
but it was good though.
Okay, if it was good. As long as it was good.
Well, that's what it's all about, man. Boston
It's like when I appreciate people who are good cooks.
Yeah.
I appreciate people who listen to good music and they share that with me. And if someone wants to be a good cook and share that with me, I appreciate it.
Scorby's, where you at? Hey, look.
Yeah.
I gotta say this too.
Yeah.
I gotta say this too because that was another. I think it was. That was another one, right? That didn't happen not that long ago, right?
A-Stone?
No, it was at It was on a Wednesday. I know it was on a Wednesday night. You had us come.
Yeah, Scobies, yeah.
Yeah. Yo, their chicken tenders is.
Were they good?
Oh, they're so good and they were big, yo.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Well, I bet there's lots of good restaurants out there that can,
Okay.
Food is good.
Food
We
is
all
right.
need food.
Yeah, that's right.
Was great.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Scoobies was
Rakim, who's your favorite artist?
I tell people all the time,
Everybody.
I don't have a favorite.
Everybody. No, he's a pain in my behind. That's what he is.
Okay, but what's today? What were you listening today?
I was with Juwan all day, so we had on. I don't think we was even listening to it, but it was jamming 94.5.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually I throw on some gospel, but today jamming
That's good.
94.5. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, but recently, Carl and I, we've been on a pop or walking country diet.
You know what? So if you want,
You like country music?
I think
country.
I like
Country say it. I do love country music.
I think we can end the broadcast. Yeah.
You said no filter.
yeah.
People who say they don't like country and then they hear a few good country songs.
I'm like, oh my God, I like this.
I didn't know that was country.
Oh, John Denver.
Oh, he's the best.
See,
Yeah.
You love him?
Yeah.
He's good. He's amazing. He was. I mean, he died tragically, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's great. Yeah, I was growing up. My parents always listened to John Denver.
Okay.
Yeah, that was always on in the background somewhere.
Nice. Okay.
Any Waka Waka favorites?
What's a pop?
No.
pop and rock,
What's that?
pop music, or you got any rock?
Oh, you mean just the different genres?
Okay.
Would Justin Bieber be considered pop?
Yeah,
Who doesn't
yeah.
like Taylor Swift?
Right. Taylor Swift songs.
They're all
Listen, man,
good, right?
you better shake it off.
I think they all have good
Yeah.
yeah. I think they're all good. I think depending
Yeah.
on your mood too, like what you want to listen to.
Yeah. Speaking of genres of music, how do artists get certain days in the city of Boston and in the state? How does that work?
So resolutions, which are non-binding, and
Okay.
the mayor can file them also, but the city council files what we call resolutions. So maybe I'm going to file a resolution for like Irish Heritage Month, and we're
Right.
going to raise the flag.
Right.
Sometimes they're related to raising the flag on City Hall
Okay.
Plaza,
Okay.
and we need to file it through a resolution, just so it's on file, right, in
Gotcha.
the property management office. But you can like declare a day,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But it's not like the only day that can be just for them.
Okay.
So as long as your colleagues don't object to it,
Right.
because if your colleagues object to
So you
it,
mean
So it has to be
you have to be a
unanimous
majority?
yeah. So
or
yeah,
majority.
yeah. So if your colleagues don't object to your resolution to pass it, then it passed. And then we have like the clerk signs it and the counselor sign it, so it's like an official resolution form.
Gotcha.
It's like the sale, but it does get recorded in the city archive. So if you were ever to like Google, like, someone's name, you would see that like back in 2025 on March 7th, or like
Right.
didn't Julia
Right.
just recently file?
Let me hear.
Yeah, who was the artist she was
I
going
think
to
it
see
was
with
for
your
Cardi
daughter?
B. I think it was.
So if you typed in like Cardi B Day, it would come up.
Yeah,
and it would
pop
show.
up. Yeah.
And it would show like
Yeah.
Councilor Murphy as the lead sponsor, but then it would
Yeah.
show all our names because no one objected to it.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it doesn't like change. It doesn't like stop the work of the
Yeah.
city. It's just
Yeah.
like it's ceremonial.
Yeah. Of course. No.
You
Absolutely.
made a
Yeah.
face call.
Because when do the DJs get a day? We need a day for just DJs,
Well,
man.
I agree. We're gonna have to think about how we do that.
Okay.
Sometimes I've filed resolutions where, like last week was like National Animal Control. You know how there's national type all
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So we didn't like declare it like the day.
Yeah.
We didn't declare, but it's a resolution, or it's like 911 dispatcher week. So we called in some of the 911 dispatchers and we made a presentation and we gave them a resolution.
Yeah.
But it wasn't written in a way where like now be it ordered that
This
April
particular
15th
day,
is this.
is
Yeah.
So it's just how you word your resolution.
Okay.
You
okay.
can word it in a way where it's like it becomes like
Yeah. Perfect.
the day.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Sometimes when people retire after many years,
Right.
like the fire commissioner is retiring, and I assume on Wednesday there will definitely be a
Yeah.
like therefore be it
Yeah.
that
On
this day,
We declare.
yeah,
Yeah.
that it's Commissioner birthday in the city of Boston.
Definitely.
So it's just to uplift work that people are doing. It's all, I would say 99% of the time, it's not like an artist that nobody knows. It's something directly connected to the city
Gotcha.
and the work people are doing in the city.
Okay.
I might need to come spend a day with you in City Hall just so I can get some
Take it
press.
all in.
Yeah. You know, I need to
Right.
get some press release. I need that. Grab,
Resolutions, yeah.
grab
Yeah.
some lunch. Cause
Some chicken fingers.
I mean, chicken wings are fries. Yeah. How you want it? As they say these days.
So when you're not working, what do you love to do?
Good, Juwan. That's the good question.
Yeah.
Question, I'm working a lot.
I know.
There's not many days I'm not.
I
Like when I
remember.
get home tonight, I'll walk my dogs, but I'll probably put my AirPods in and return some calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm usually multitasking.
Yeah.
So sometimes, I mean, because obviously you do eventually have to like go
to
food
sleep.
shopping.
Right. You have a life.
Like clean the house.
You have a life outside the office.
And I do have to say my children are older, so I'm not at that stage in my life like I was when I was a school teacher
Yeah.
where it was, driving my kids and raising my kids. But now I'm a grandmother.
Oh,
So it's nice.
nice.
But my parents, then you get to that stage and you're like Papa Jack 92 needs help. So I do try to find that balance more so now. It's like my parents are getting older and they need me there more. So you do have to put your family first, but oftentimes it doesn't mean you can like take a whole day off, but
Right.
maybe you're trying to
Gotcha.
balance how
Yeah.
I think it helps to because oftentimes teachers do this all the time. They work too
They
hard.
bond,
Yeah.
they bond
And they
themselves.
they do, and
Yeah.
they don't take their own advice, which
Yeah.
is like, fill your own cup, take
Yeah.
a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do things you like. If it's take a walk.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like big things, which I guess can be exciting. Like you don't need to like get on a plane and go on a vacation. Like
Yeah.
go walk down to the nearest ice cream shop, get yourself an ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
call your mom and just talk on the phone while you know.
Or try to text some people and see how they're doing.
Yeah.
So reaching out. So it's a balance. This job though, definitely, teaching is challenging and you put a lot of your time and effort and everyone knows that you bring work home and you do work, but at the same time, you do have like your nights and your weekends,
Yeah.
and your
A
school
life, yeah,
vacations and your
yeah.
summer. So
Yeah.
you can balance that, which I loved, especially raising my kids growing up. But this job, there is really no balance,
No, right.
especially as an at-large
Yeah,
counselor,
yeah.
where
It's
if
usually
it's
not
quiet, say in Dorchester, there's like the opening day in East Boston for baseball, or there's something happening in
Mad
Chelsea.
fan,
yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
anytime I think maybe there's a chunk of time on my calendar,
It doesn't.
and I
always
appreciate
occupied
that
with
people
something else.
reach out and invite me because
Yeah.
it means they.
Take care.
But there's times where I just physically cannot be
I understand.
everywhere,
Yeah, I
and I do
understand.
feel that.
I
But
understand that. Yeah.
and I do try. It's like I said, it's like managing expectations, especially because a district counselor can and should be at most things because their district
Yeah,
is
their district.
no, there's
Yeah,
9
yeah,
districts.
Yeah.
But when it comes to an at-large counselor trying to,
Probably more
and
difficult.
sometimes I try, like if I've been doing this for a while, I'm like, oh, let's try, like I've been trying to say, like, oh, let's go to a few more community meetings in Hyde Park, or
Gotcha.
let's do the cleanup outside of this thing.
Gotcha.
In my office, we will keep track of like, kind of to physically, like mentally see like
Because,
what neighborhoods have I been going to? Am I going? Because sometimes it just becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you don't even realize, like, oh, we haven't been in Chinatown in a while.
Yeah.
Or we need to go
Yeah.
visit Rossendale. And so you kind of do a little research and find out, like, is there an event coming up?
Yeah.
Is there something we
Okay.
could do? I often will call the community service offices, in the different neighborhoods, because they're always on top of events in the
Yeah.
city, and ask them, like, hey, is something going on in the neighborhood? Make sure to let me know because we'll try to
Mm.
get there on my team.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I seen it. I know when I was working there the last 2
Yeah.
summers,
A lot
we
happened.
would be at different events.
Yeah.
We would go across the city. I would sit in on council meetings. I would take notes.
I was taking your notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
council meetings can they can last for a while,
Phew. Yeah, they
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's all worth it for the city.
Yes. Yes.
Council Flynn always says it. What are we in a rush for? This is our day to be at City Hall and do
Yeah.
our work.
Yeah.
We shouldn't just try to get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, let people talk. Like this is Wednesday's an important day for us.
like,
at the council.
absolutely.
like not be on cruise control.
Yeah, hell yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll use that line on Wednesday.
Oh,
Okay, colleagues, get off cruise control.
Yeah.
What's the latest City Hall's open till?
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Wow.
You have to go in through the first floor level after 5 p.m. and on weekends, but City Hall never closes.
right.
People's individual office doors will be closed. So if you went in on the weekend,
You probably won't see.
there's not much
Going
open,
on.
but
Right.
you can be in the
I
building.
guess I
Mhm.
guess 311 is 24 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. They're up there.
311, 211. 911.
People are in answering the calls in person up there. Right?
That's your traffic control.
Yeah.
Yep, they're.
I haven't been to City
Look
Hall.
at you. You're right.
Yeah. I haven't been to City Hall since what? 2019? I think that was the last time I went to go grab my ID.
Needs to come visit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I go there very often.
You might do that. So, God.
I was going to listen. Y'all might see me on the news, man, because I promise this guy that Boston's got a lot of great talent. As much as a crabs in a barrel city mentality we have, honestly, it just takes surrounding yourself with the right people to not make it that way. And these guys
Positive attitude.
right. Yeah. And these guys embody all of that. Councilor Murphy, Juwan, especially, and
And Rakiem.
And Rakiem, and yourself.
Always.
Don't leave yourself out of that too.
All of us.
Yeah, all of us. We try
We're all
our
just
best
trying to make the city better.
be a great person.
In our own ways, we want to impact the city.
And there's one way, like through being elected in elected office, but there's many of ways to be a good neighbor and make the city better.
And be civically engaged.
Like you do with your group, and
Yeah.
Whether it's Juwan,
Yeah.
him and I, we've been basically a duo for the last month.
I am slighted, but I am slighted right now.
Okay, get into you, Carl. We've been a duo for the last few decades.
Yeah.
Then me and Councilor Murphy, we've been connected for the past 4 years.
we reconnected.
Yeah.
It made us
Now, me and Councilor Murphy have to reconnect,
We'll have to do it.
Quite
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. If you had some advice for anyone who was thinking about maybe jumping into the political fields, if you will,
Yes.
what advice would you give anyone?
My first advice always is make sure you're going into it for the right reason.
Amen.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
If you're going into it for the wrong reasons, you may get elected. You probably will. Maybe if you have connections and you're going to raise enough money. But if you personally want to go into it, the reason I do, like, to help people and be a voice and lift up, and which means sometimes I have to like push back, and the media will spin it as I'm fighting with people at City Hall, but for me it's just lifting the voices of the residents, and I don't in any way like have bad feelings towards
We're not
people.
fighting, right, right,
It's like I have to advocate for what I believe and what the residents want me to. So I would say go into it for the right reasons. It's a like any learning curve, like especially not just if you get elected, because even being on the campaign trail, I feel it's very raw. You're opening up yourself, you're sharing things about yourself. You have to connect, so you have to tell people things about yourself, where like it's like you're constantly on a job. And where other jobs, it's like you make your resume, you look around, you go on a few interviews, maybe you get called back, but once you're hired, you do your job, and no one's constantly asking you to always. So it's being okay with you always having to share parts of yourself.
You got to be willing. There's a willingness there.
Yeah.
And not everyone's kind. So you have to learn. And people say, well, you need a thick skin.
No.
I don't believe you should change who you are. So you can, even if you get, to me, having a thick skin, I don't.
Yeah.
It's more like, because I say, well, I don't care if people think that. People will be like, oh, you said you don't care. I'm like, no, let me rephrase that. I care. And it bothers me at times when I may be misunderstood or someone's not being kind.
Misinterpreted.
But I can't care that if it's like, let them say what they want. Let them think what they want. Because at the end of the day, I do believe the truth comes out.
Yeah. And would you say that's just people feel that way, and it's usually due to like maybe a miseducation around the issue, so they don't know how to receive it sometimes, so that could be like a little their defense in that
Or
way.
if they're really, if it's like a political issue where it's going to end up passing, not passing, being funded, not funded. I feel like oftentimes I see there's colleagues who will vote a certain way where I can tell it's not where their heart
Right.
is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, but you don't believe it. I can see it.
Yeah, you know,
And so even if my vote doesn't end up passing it, I'm like, I feel I could put my hand.
yeah. And
But then again,
It's like that pressure of like,
Feel like I'm not.
you have to have your own voice.
integrity, you have
You
to
work with people.
Yeah.
It's about compromise.
It is.
sometimes,
It
'cause
is.
You got to work together to get to a place, but
Yeah.
and people will be willing to put you in a bad light if they think at the next election it will make them hurt me, help them.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm waiting down the
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's this thought like they're always trying to elevate them.
Yeah,
So
I got you.
And at the same
Which
time,
is
for another.
very, very, very different from teaching.
I mean, everyone
Like you
wants
go
to get
from a
involved.
profession where
You
it's
know what I mean?
yeah,
Everyone.
let's get along.
Yeah.
We're all in it together.
but see, then again,
We all want to help each other. We all want to share.
that's right. That's right. You guys want to help the city. That's right.
But when it
That's right.
comes to politics, sometimes you have to be, it's transactional
Yeah.
and you have to be selfish sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything is like, you need the picture to prove you were there. You
Yeah.
need
I
the,
was like,
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah.
proof
yeah, it's like you need to,
that you was
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Because
It's a
somebody,
journey. It's a
somebody-
journey nonetheless.
Where it's like the phone call, if you don't
Yeah.
return it, it's never like, well, I was tired or yeah.
They'll take that the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
you could have tough skin, but you know what else you can do? You got
Yeah.
you got these things right on your hands, you know, and they're called your fingers,
Okay.
you know. So
Do with them.
I'm listening. I'm following.
Call it.
Yeah. Yeah. No email. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not just Paul.
Yeah. And
You'll feel very different. Pray.
So
and
that-
pray
On a few hours.
and
Take a deep
pursue.
breath.
You know.
Yeah, don't get too emotional.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's someone on central staff who will tell me after many meetings, she's wonderful. And she reminds me like, and she doesn't mean like, don't care, but she's like, don't let that bother you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't let them get the best of you.
Absolutely.
Because your emotions can sometimes get the best of you
Yeah.
because you want to prove like I'm right. And if
Yeah.
you go through life trying to be right and
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
keep trying,
You're gonna hurt
too
yourself.
much energy it's
Too much.
wasted.
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
do you feel like we're in a climate now, especially in politics, where everybody's trying to prove that they're right, or they trying to
Outdo each other.
yeah.
I often feel when people are willing to have honest conversations with me, if there's an impression that we're on polar opposite sides of an opinion or a political view, that after the conversation they realize like 99% of it, we both agree
Mhm.
on almost everything.
Yeah,
But
There's
that's
a couple things that may stand out. So it's
Slightly.
never always, but
right.
at the end of the day, there's not much difference. It's like what sells newspapers. It's what's
Right.
like we all agree that people need housing. Housing's too expensive. Everyone should feel safe from their neighborhoods. Everyone should have healthy food. Like the basic things
Basic needs.
local government is supposed to advocate for.
They're not doing it.
Everyone agrees with that. So
Yeah.
it's like, why are we fighting over political views or bringing up? I think on the city council, we should focus more on city issues, at least during the time we're in the city chamber.
Right.
If you want to on Saturday morning or Friday afternoon do something different that's more at a national level.
Yeah.
But when we're in the city chamber and we're working on
Keep it in the city.
keep it about city, there's
Yeah.
enough concerns that city
Yeah.
residents need from.
Absolutely.
They're
Like,
begging
remember-
us to give them support. And if we're
Yeah, like,
and the issues are valid issues.
yeah.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, yeah, we're currently in budget season for
Yeah.
the city, right? So talk a little bit about the budget, talk a little bit about where we are in the process, and talk about your priorities.
So we're 2 weeks into the hearing. So
Yeah.
the budget book gets shared. The mayor proposes her budget.
Mm.
She did it a month ago.
Okay.
And after that ceremony of the budget being shared, the city council starts the process of calling every department who has their own budget and a line item in the budget into the chamber.
Mhm.
And we get to ask them questions.
Yeah.
So far we've had, BPS has been in, like just different departments have
Sure.
already
Yep.
come in
Yep.
front of us. Like I
Do
said,
it.
do it
Yep.
was here
Yep.
today,
Yep. Like
Mayor's
you
Office
said.
of Housing.
Yep. Yep.
So we've had 2 weeks worth of budget hearings, which have been we've had a hearing tomorrow night. There's an in-person hearing where we're just going to listen to community give us their priorities.
Okay.
So we go through the process of asking questions, and at the end of it, in the middle of June, we'll take a vote on if we approve the mayor's budget.
Okay.
And if it passes with a majority, then the budget goes back and it gets,
Okay.
but we have a new power, I guess we would say. We're in our 5th budget season where instead of just voting yes or no to the mayor's budget that they propose, we can add amendments. So we can make some changes.
Okay.
So I can say, I want, Office of Returning Citizens to hire 2 more full-time staff, or I want them to be able to do this supportive program. And so I want to give them, let's say, $100,000 more dollars in their budget, or I want to give veteran services $1 million more dollars. And this is what I want. A lot of times, like I have filed amendments, like I think seniors in neighborhoods that may not have a senior center need more outreach. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
and so what is the dollar amount?
Well-
But when I propose those changes, because we need a balanced budget. So if I say, I want the police department to have $500,000 more dollars for, the crime lab, then I have to say, where am I going to take that money from?
Right. Right. Because
Which
it's already
department is it?
allotted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if I say that, then I can say, I've researched and I see that maybe the parks department can cut this, right? So it's hard. And I don't want to cut anything in the park, but
Yeah.
so some people argue that they don't even want to put forth amendments. They want to look at what is the budget we have in front of us.
Yeah.
This is the first year too during the budget season where departments are already coming to us knowing that they had to make cuts.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they're already
yeah.
laying off some people or cutting programming, or we lost some grants that have already provided services. So a lot of nonprofits are already being told that the city will no longer be funding a lot of their programming because we just don't have the money. So though it's going to be the first time where we don't have extra money to feel good about, because it always feels good.
Yeah.
Let's give, the food banks
Yeah.
$1 million. Who wouldn't want more people to have access to healthy food?
I
Or
get you.
who wouldn't want child's care for, working moms?
I get you.
So like I said, the issues that people want to advocate are all valid, but at the end of the day, we have to be the adults in the room, and we can't keep raising taxes because that's where 75% of the revenue in the city of Boston comes from property tax. Like, we can't keep going to the residents saying, we want more from you, because they're already strapped.
Right.
They're already having a hard time. The cost of housing is going up.
Don't.
So just living in the city of Boston has gotten more expensive.
Why do you think that is?
Well, this inflation. I mean, that's a big. That we could have our own podcast.
That's part 2.
Right.
We would love to have you, Counselor.
Yeah. So we're gonna advocate, and we're gonna try to keep as many services that are all great services.
Yeah.
I often say the mayor puts forth a budget that I think is very reasonable.
Okay.
She funds things that I agree with.
Okay.
Like, family issues, swimming lessons, the community center,
Listen.
all the things that I think are important. So at
Everybody,
the end of the day, it's just going to be a political,
back,
back and forth about, do the 13 of us or do a majority of us agree that this is the best budget that we want to put forward? Because it is a value statement. Put your money where your values are.
Yeah.
your the term you used at large.
LRC.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you've modeled a great enough example for young women as far as your line of work? We've been sitting here chopping it up about your teaching track record. But as far as your city
I
council,
think it's important to let young women, girls, young adults, even seniors know, that
You
they
can do
see
this.
themselves and that women can do it and our voices matter. And one of the things I said, when I first ran is, I'll be that voice at City Hall. And it's
Right.
not because I went through life with everyone listening to me and agreeing or believing in me. It's because most of my life I felt like no one wanted to hear what I had to say. No one was listening to me.
Yeah.
No one thought that my voice mattered. So I understood. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
And even there's times now, even in my job, where it's like I still feel like they don't want me to say what I say, and but I'm confident enough, and that's where the thick skin is. Like, you don't give up, you keep trying. So I think that's always a role model. I think for boys too, not just girls, but I think when girls see that, don't let people quiet you or tell you you shouldn't or say it's too hard. Life's always hard, but like I tell my children and I always tell my students too, we can do hard things.
Yeah.
It's all about overcoming that bullshit.
We're humans. Humans can do, we do hard things all the time.
That's true.
And so don't think that this hard thing is what's gonna stop you.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, I've had plenty of paths in my life that did not end the way I thought they were going to.
Absolutely.
But I wouldn't consider that a loss or a failure.
Learning
just
lesson.
pivot.
Learning lesson.
We learn from it. What can I take from it and move it to
The next
to the
application
next?
in life.
Yeah. Can't give up.
Oh, man. You're amazing, and I'm not just saying this because we all sitting here chopping it up, but it's like it shows. The proof is in the pudding. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just now tuning in to the No Filter podcast, man, this has been a very enlightening episode. Once again, we want to thank City Councilor Erin Murphy for coming inside the building. It's so prominent when you have a legend sitting at the table with you.
Love it.
And I hope to be part of that legendary status one day. Some way.
Very impressed.
I did have one more quick question. If I can remember what it was. Damn, now I can't remember now.
Next time. Part 2.
All right.
Part 2.
So
This is at the end.
There we go.
do you have any at least for this go around? Do you have anything else you'd like to say to the people? Or?
Just thank you for having me. Thank you for the impact you all make in the city, working together and just trying to make it a better city. I think when we model that, even if people aren't showing that respect or feeling as though they're getting it, there are people watching, there are people seeing it. We're always making a difference. So I think that shifting that mindset to just focus on what is working, not what isn't, and then we'll continue to show up and life won't seem so hard.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I appreciate this opportunity. And now I'm going to fight even harder back at City Hall with this budget and all. You've motivated me all.
All right.
Got to make sure we get everybody's got to get a piece of it somehow, some way. DJs, man, all my DJs, just advocate. Reach out to your senators. Reach out to your state councilors, your city councilors. That was my question. I figured it out.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself? I guess. How much longer do you see yourself being city councilor? Do you see yourself moving on to bigger and better things? Maybe
I would
president?
never say it was bigger or better. Like, people will say, like, you left teaching. And I'm like, but if I was still a teacher now, I know it would be very fulfilling and I'd love it. Well, I'm 56, right? 80 day now. Is that how old I'm going to be? You told me earlier.
See.
I mean, at one point I will retire, but I don't see this. Well, I feel like there's still a lot more I can give back to the city. And until the people stop electing, maybe that's how it ends, or maybe it ends because I choose not to run for re-election one time. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But if you were to ask me now, it's not an election year for us. We're 4 months in now to my 2-year term. So I have 20 months left.
Yeah.
I'm working well. Like, there's new counselors. We have Mindy Culpepper. He's bringing a wonderful feeling and energy to the council. There's work that has to get done. And I do feel as though I'll continue and feel very confident that I'll want to stay a little longer. Can't retire yet.
Yeah.
Do you have other friends in other cities and states that go through the same thing?
I don't have any other elected official friends. I never know.
No new friends?
new friends. But I've never met someone who's like also an elected official somewhere else.
Mm,
I've met people doing lots of different things, like,
yeah.
because of where I am in my life, right?
The
Like
line
my
of
son's
work
in the
and
army. I keep meeting great, like,
people.
military veteran
Oh
connections, which
man.
I think is
Yeah.
a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my Papa Jack, 92 now, like getting dementia, so making new relationships and commitments with like the VA system and just doctors and elderly healthcare. All of like, I feel like your life shifts, and as it shifts, if you keep an open mind, you just meet new people, learn new things.
Yeah.
We bring it with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you would be a great example, man. Listen, we'll definitely have to schedule a part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
back.
All right.
I know where you all are.
Yeah.
Closing words from Carl or Juwan.
No, I just really thank you for this conversation. Like I said, we met in 2019 and we've always been in passing over the years, but, just to sit and talk to you and learn more about you, it really amazes me about your journey. So I continue to wish you the best on your journey, and seeing how I can be supportive along those lines in the future as well.
Thank
So just thank you and keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For me, I'm proud of you. And it's an honor to watch you work. It's an honor to watch you cook, as they say these days. And if you ever need me,
I'll call you if I ever need a
Yeah.
DJ.
you
I
know,
need to bring more music into my life.
don't book. I don't care what nobody say, and I know a lot of DJs gonna get mad at me right now, but I don't care. Don't book nobody else,
There you go.
cause they won't do it like I do it.
No, you do it best.
They won't.
So, to my far left is Juwan Schemes on the organizer of Birth, and he's running for state senate for Suffolk District.
Yes.
Love,
Please
thank
come
you
out,
for being
come
out
out to
there.
vote on
Thank you.
September 1st. Second person to my left is Carl Smith,
Yeah.
aka
DJ
Castratus, aka some guy, as he likes to say.
Word up.
And,
To my right is again City Councilor at large.
Erin Murphy.
Erin Murphy. She's not a small. She's not a medium. She's at large.
There we go.
All the restaurants out there, when you hear the
Medium, I'm alive.
listen,
Love it.
we about to nominate that for part 2, baby. So, yeah. See, they got thick skin. I got these. I got, yeah.
That was good, Carl.
No, so on that note, we about to get up out of here. Y'all know what I like to say, man. As always,
Yep, and Rakeem's gonna close us out here, right,
I'd
Rakeem?
like to say, Carl always like to say, don't get on his nerves. I like to say, always continue to strive, have a positive impact on others. Thank you again, Councilor Murphy.
Thank you.
And may this connection and
I love it.
friendship last a lifetime.
we out of here. Holla at you later.
You are now officially tuned in to the No Filter Podcast. We are the truth.